son. 150, 20, 10, 5 to 1.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
the Zach Moonshine Show. Crank it the fuck up, motherfucker. Fucker. It's 420, bitch. Time to light it up.
This is Slasher Dave from Acid Witch, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
This is Paul Ryan from Cradle of Filth, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
This is Ben from Gohor, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Hey, this is Chris Barnes from 6 Feet Under. You're listening to Metal Devastation Radio, where only the strong survive.
I'm Gunnar DeGray. I'm Gage Dean. We're from Chronological Injustice.
This is Jason, and this is Chris from Doghead. You're listening to DJ. Hello, this is Mike Dean from Corrosion of Conformity, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
This is Jason Aaron Wood, and you're listening to the Zach Moonshine Show on Metal Devastation Radio. This is Richie. This is Mike. This is James. You're listening to Metal Devastation Radio. Yeah. We're great over it.
Hey, Metalheads and Headbangers, this is Dolopez, and you're listening to Zach Moonshine here on Metal Devastation. I wish you a great time and keep metal alive.
Hey, this is Hank 3, and you're listening to DJ Zach, where only the strong survive.
Hosted by the sexiest motherfucker on the planet, DJ Zach from Brutal Death Club.
This is Bad Wizard, and you are on the flagship, the Zach Moonshine Show, only on Metal Devastation Radio, where metal reigns supreme, the best station in the nation, baby. Ow!
Hey, what's up, metal maniacs? It's Titan here from the UK. It's Friday, it's 9 p.m, and that can mean only one thing. It's time for the Zach fucking Moonshine Show, right here on MetalDevastationRadio.com, where only the strongest survive. You better have your volume cranked up, your speakers through your windows, and pissing off your neighbours. Because if you don't, we're going to send the Metal Inquisition and give you a checkup from the fucking neck up.
This is Casket Robbery, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
What's up, everybody? This is Max Cavalera, and you are listening to Radio Devastation. Oi! Wait, it's Metal Devastation, right?
Yeah, Metal Devastation Radio.
Let me do it again. All right. What's up, metalheads? This is Max Cavalera. You are listening to Metal Devastation. Stay brutal.
Other radio stations think they rock out with their cock out until they hear Metal Devastation Radio. That's www.metaldevastationradio.com.
Listening to the best fucking radio show ever, Metal Devastation Radio! Yeah!
you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Well, I bet you'd stick your head in the fire if I told you could see hell. Meanwhile, you're too stupid to realize you got a demon sticking out your ass singing, Holy Miss Molly, got me alive.
Any other metalheads here?
Tasty.
Ain't the only thing tasty in this house.
We never bargain with our stuff, you know, we just release it. People don't like it, fuck them, you know. If people don't recognize it, fuck them. We never negotiate or come to terms. Fuck you! You know what I mean?
What you call me? Well, if you give me a chance, I was going to call you a crazy pig fucking dumbass pussy piece of shit. Oh, brother, he's a dead man.
Out of the darkness, the zombie did call. True pain and suffering he brought to them all. Away ran the children to hide in their beds, for fear that the devil would chop off their heads.
I'm here today because I'm addicted to marijuana.
You in here for some marijuana? Marijuana? Man, this is some bullshit!
Holy motherfucking shit, motherfuckers. What the fuck is going on, motherfuckers? I'm Zach Moonshine. You are listening right now to the Zach Moonshine Show live right here on Metal Devastation motherfucking radio. It's another Friday night, motherfuckers, but you know what? It ain't just any fucking Friday night, motherfuckers. It is fucking Friday night, man. Fucking Friday night, dude. Holy shit, man. What a fucking crazy week, dude. It's been... Still rolling in the fucking, the high from the fucking, Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest from last Saturday, man. That shit was fucking insane. Oh my fucking God, dude. I can't believe it, man. Can't believe it, dude. I'm telling you, man. You know, the days leading up to that shit, man, I was getting real nervous. I didn't know what the fuck to expect, man. I mean, tickets were moving, but, still, like, you know, there's always that feeling in the back of your mind. You're thinking, you know, is anybody really going to show up? Is this really going to happen? And the morning of, when we got there, man, it was just, it was fucking crazy, man. Fucking, I had a bunch of hurdles to jump over too in that morning too as well, because when we got there, what happened, man? The fucking the snakes that Guitar Center sent us fucking didn't have the right connections to connect to the mixer. Luckily, a local music store here in Jackson, Pop's Music, was cool enough to open up early and give us the adapters that we needed so that we could hook that up. So we sent some people out there. They got the stuff. They came back. Then we had the curtain that was on the stage was fucking. It wasn't attached to the stage. So it was blowing all over the place. We got the guys over there. They fixed it up, hooked it down, fixed that. And then finally, finally the music started and everything worked out. But I'm telling you what, man, like a couple hours there in that morning, man, I was sitting there. I was questioning. I was like, oh, my God, man, what the fuck? What the fuck is going to happen? But when Forever Broken came up on the stage and they started playing and I went down there, got in the crowd and was watching the bands play. Every time I turned around and looked behind me, the crowd on that field just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It just kept going, man, all fucking day, dude. Holy fuck. 1,200 fucking metalheads all across that fucking lake, all across that field, fucking raging, man, just having a great time, fucking banging their heads, listening to the music, everybody hanging out, meeting each other, hugs, fucking handshakes everywhere, man. Everybody was brothers and sisters, dude. All the bands fucking sold fucking tons of fucking merch. Some of them sold out. We sold out of fucking shirts, man, for the fest, like within a few hours, man. It was crazy, dude. I couldn't believe it, man. I almost sold the fucking shirt that I was wearing on my back, but because I mean, you know, but fuck, man, it was nuts, man. But all the vendors were happy, man. They were selling out fucking hot dogs and burgers and fucking all that shit, man. It was fucking, it was amazing, dude. Everybody's ready to come back next year, and I cannot wait, and we're going to definitely fucking make that shit happen some way or another, man. They're already starting to fight us on it. The fucking, the church or whatever, man, they're trying to shut it down again, dude, and it's crazy. Even after all that shit, after all that stuff that we did, man, it was all good, you know? Not one fight, nobody fucking, nobody died, nothing crazy happened, man. It was just nothing but fucking love and metal and music, and it was an amazing time. And, yeah, man, they're just, I don't know, man. Those people who were trying to stop that shit, man, they're always going to be that way. They're never going to learn, dude. And it's just, that's something we have to accept, man, is, you know, being in this genre of music, and especially down here in this fucking area of the country, man. It's just always going to be a hurdle, dude. It always is, man, no matter what. No matter how much money you make these motherfuckers, they're always going to be fucking bitching and griping about this and that, man. And whatever, man. We're going to make it happen, dude. And I can't wait to fucking see everybody again, man. Fucking holy shit, dude. So many people I got to meet, man. I got to meet Spencer, Sarah from Sarah's Diary of Metal, fucking Chris Grant from Metalomania, fucking all the bands, dude. I mean, you know, it was a trip, man. Fucking sitting there, setting up our fucking booth. Right next to us was Summoner Circle's booth and Casket Robbery and on and on. All the bands were there, and we were all just hanging out and talking all day and banging our heads together. And fuck, man. Fuck. Bring it back, man. Is it already time? It's not time yet, man. But whatever, man. We got each other still. You know what? We got these fucking radio shows, man. You can always fucking come here and hang out with me on Friday nights. You can always fucking tune in to Chris Grant's show on Metalomania on YouTube. Fucking subscribe to his ass, man. And, we'll connect in that way until the next time that we can meet in the flesh. But, speaking of that, man, I kicked the show off tonight with a triple shot of the Red Mountain because they kicked so much fucking ass on that stage, dude. It was so badass. All the bands did, man. And I'm going to play some more for you right now, man. Here's Eyes of the Living. Crank it the fuck up, loud as a fuck, motherfuckers. Put your speakers in your fucking windows. Put them in your front lawns. Put them everywhere, man. If you don't see U-Haul trucks tomorrow everywhere, I don't know what you're doing, but you ain't cranking it up fucking loud enough, man. This is the Zach Moonshine Show. This is Eyes of the Living. Crank it up.
Daisy from the mosh pit, whoever you are, I still have your credit card. If I take it home with me, I'm going to use it for a bunch of OnlyFans pages. We'll see what happens. Hey, if anybody wants me to subscribe to your OnlyFans page, hit me up after this. Last note to all the bands also. Stay around. After these two bands are over, I'd like to get you on stage. We'll do a photo with everybody if you're cool with that. And one more thing, man. I finally did it. I've been trying all day. But I got Zach and Raven coming to the stage, I hope, here. It's literally taken me every band all day to get them to come on stage to say hello. But they deserve it, and they deserve your love because they're amazing. Give your love. Metal Devastation Radio, Zach and Raven.
Cool. Thank you guys for showing up. We didn't know what to expect, and y'all are so badass. Thank you. We'll do it again next year for sure.
You motherfuckers ready for Casket Robbery? Are you ready for Casket Robbery? We're gonna do this again next year? Huh? Fuck yeah, motherfuckers. Thank you, all of you, man. Big shout out to all the bands, all the people on the crew, the sound, the lights, everybody, man. And all of you for coming out and supporting. We couldn't do this without you guys, man. Just huge fucking shout out. Thank you. We love you, man. Guys, have a good night.
All right, well, coming up next, the reason for all the trouble, you guys. If you want someone to blame for the fervor that has surrounded this event, it's these motherfuckers right here. And they're about to earn your portal to hell. I want everyone close to the stage for this one. It is time for Casket Robbery. Yeah!
All the hard rock, heavy metal.
Now, to the headbangers raging in the chat room.
It's a heavy metal group, Metal something.
Another request granted exclusively right here on MetalDevastationRadio.com.
So tell us, man, what's going on in the world of Ugly Kid Joe?
Releasing a record October 21st, and going on tour, I think at the end of the month, like right around, I fly out the 27th to the UK. And, we've been releasing singles one by one for the new record via YouTube. And what else? Oh yeah, so yeah, it's kind of like a what do you call it? A new cycle, as they say.
Well, I've listened to the new record, man. It sounds awesome, and big props on that. And now I know it's been a while since you guys have put anything out. Can you tell us like what brought you guys back into it, or like what happened?
We've been touring relatively regularly over the last 10 years, really. And we did a record in 2015, and we toured. And then just before COVID, so that was 2019, it just said, our singer said, "Hey, I've got some songs. You guys have any songs?" And I was like, "No, I don't have any." And Dave's like, "I always got songs." So I said, "But I'll write some." So we started writing and sending demos to each other. That was like, a few years ago. And we just said, okay, I think we can make a record with this. So we went and we have enough. And we went to Texas for a month. This was, like I said, right before COVID. We went to Texas for a month and basically recorded all the, we recorded probably 14 songs, but 8 that made the record. And, had the foundation, all the drums, the bass, most of the rhythm guitar, a lot of the first main vocal tracks. And then we went home to kind of like finish doing overdubs. Each person, we all live far away from each other, so we all kind of just did it either at our home, like literally in the corner of the house with an amp and a mic, or, sometimes we had to actually go into like a studio for a few hours and basically just during COVID been sending tracks back and forth, kind of patching the record together. And then we kind of put a little everything on hold because we're like, well, we're not going anywhere, so let's see what happens. And then as the everything lifted, we realized we didn't have enough songs for a full album. But we all started writing again, and Whit went to Florida, and he and Dave ended up recording 2 songs right there because Shannon actually lives relatively close to Dave in Florida. So basically, Whit goes to Florida. They basically 2 brand new ideas. They just put them together, and the next thing you know, he has 2 more songs totally done, produced by Dave Fortman at his home studio. So that was really cool. We just stuck it all together and started working on the release of the record with the art and everything else. So it was a long process.
Oh yeah. Now, so you guys have you got some tour dates coming up. You want to let us know about that?
Yeah, we're going to the UK, United Kingdom. So I think starting the first show's like on the 1st or the 2nd of November, and we'll be going there for about 2 weeks, playing with a band called Massive Wagons. They're really good. They're a total rock band, total hard rock band. And we'll be doing like co-headlining all over the UK. I think we're even going to like Scotland maybe. And we'll do that for a couple of weeks. And then we are talking about doing an American tour early next year, which would be really cool. We haven't done that in 20-something years. Gosh, 25 years probably. 23. I don't even know the number, but a long time ago. And we played shows in the U.S. We played we played Virginia Beach a year, and we played a few shows a few years earlier, but really very few. I think 4 shows in the last 25 years, honestly. So to do a full tour would be really exciting. It'd be a super weird moment because we haven't done that in a long time. We've been touring, but not in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, man. Now, I got to ask you about the name of this record. Is called Rad Wings of Destiny, and obviously that's a homage to Judas Priest, right?
Correct, yes.
Hell yeah. I figured so, man. But yeah, that's badass, man. I love the cover. The album art too is awesome, and it's got the classic, the little dude on there. Can you tell us what's the story about that guy, man? Like,
well, it's a long. Well, I mean, that was the original dude was drawn by a guy named Moish Brenman, who sadly passed away a few years ago, way too early. And he was just this kid that was doing a lot of art for skateboards here in Santa Barbara, California, working for Powell, Peralta, and a few at Santa Cruz and a few others. And he knew someone, Roger, our old guitar player, knew him and said, "Hey, this guy's pretty good at like skate art. We should, see if he can do a logo for us." And he did, and we, that's been the logo ever since. And that was before we were signed or anything. And then years go by. In 2015, we're doing Uglier Than They Used to Be, and this guy Dan Mercer is a great artist out of Texas, so, I think he Facebooked with, or we were just, something happened and was like, hey, I'd love to do art for you guys. And with like, yeah, dude, whatever, think of something and send it. And he's had this whole new version of the, the band coming out of whatever, reuniting and coming back, we're older, uglier than we used to be, and came up with that whole concept with the kid that's now, basically like all skull and bones. And, and we were like, that's rad. So we went with him. He's kind of our new go-to artist, and he's been doing the last 2 records and a lot of stuff in between. And, we had the title and we had some ideas for, make the kid in a plane, like a old school, like double-decker, kind of like that old, it's kind of what, I don't know if you remember this, but like, there was a lot of that kind of skate art in like the late 80s where there was always like skulls in like muscle cars and stuff like that. There was a guy Pez in LA that was doing it, but there was kind of like a scene, I guess. And we were kind of like going for that, like that old school kind of fun, total like punk skateboard art kind of thing. And he's all over that. And he likes to add elements from what Moish did from the beginning. He was a big fan of our original artist, and it was kind of cool. Like, it's kind of cool when you get in that world of the artist, like the guys who actually do like visual art, and how they have their heroes and they have their influences and they have their ideas. It's really fun working with an artist as a person that's a music person, because you kind of you blend together. You're like, this is what the band's about. This is what the album's called. What can we do? And I think that's one of the things that you don't have that so much anymore, where people make records and album covers. It's more just a single. And that's fine and all, but I miss the days of, an album cover. And in a way, we even did full vinyl for this one because we just had fun with making it like a rock and roll album, as if it was 1985, And there's still actually vinyl is doing great. Like we always sell out all our vinyl. We don't print a lot, but we always sell it because there's people that are either super big UKJ fans or vinyl collectors. And it's, we usually do like a special colored disc and stuff like that, like fun stuff like that, which actually it's not a waste of time or money.
No, yeah, not at all, man. I mean, it's definitely a big thing again, like it used to be, and
right, because it was dead. I mean, for a while, and even CDs are basically dead. But you end up making them, and you're like, oh shit, we sold out. Like we'll sell them at our concerts or something, and yeah, all the vinyl's gone in 2 days. We're like, oh shit, should have printed more. So it's fun,
I remember going into record stores like in the mid 2000s before it kind of exploded again, but they did have records in there, but they were all used, So I used to go in there and pick up badass albums for like $2-3, man, and now fuck, dude, it's they're charging a lot for them, but I mean, it's because there's a good demand for it, and that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, you can buy turntables everywhere now, like at Target, and I mean, it's like not that uncommon. A lot of people have turntables again. It's weird. I thought, when CDs came out, I remember being like, this is the biggest invention ever. No more scratched records, because I hated that. God, I hated that. You had to take care of them. You had to clean them and put them back in their sleeve, and we would just like pile them up on top of each other. Especially if they're at a party, it's like you've got 5 records on top of each other, and they're all getting scraped up, and you're like, party's over, and you're like, well, there goes 2 of my records. 2 of my favorite records are ruined. So, but yeah, it's interesting. What comes around goes around, and now it's obviously a lot of nostalgia, but also collecting. They do sound better, according to every super audiophile geek that I've ever known. They all say that records are sonically, technically, more organically better.
Yeah, they do. I think they do, with the proper setup.
I can't tell.
I'll be honest with you and tell you that a lot of records I buy, I'll listen to them a few times or like on special occasions, but most of the time I'm streaming, the digital.
Totally, yeah.
But, I mean, it trips me out. Every time I go to Walmart, go grocery shopping or something, I'm walking by the electronics area and I'm seeing Metallica and shit like that, records, over there. I'm like,
yeah,
that's fucking crazy, man. It's cool, though. So
I was wondering, like, sorry, real quickly, like, as my generation, I think Metallica band came out 81. They're literally like an old band, classic rock. But when we were growing up, the Rolling Stones were the classic rock, and our parents must have been like, oh my God, look, it's a a kid that's 18 wearing a Rolling Stones shirt. I was into that when I was 18, a long time ago. So it's rock and roll is weird. It comes and goes, but it's always around. And right now it blows my mind as to how many of the big metal bands from the 80s are still kicking ass. Like playing huge venues. You see kids. I mean, my stepdaughter, one of them's wearing an AC/DC shirt, and she's 12. And I had nothing to do with it. Zero, nothing. She just, one day I'm like, where'd you get that? Oh, it's cool. I bought it at the thing or whatever, or my dad bought it for me or whatever. I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't say anything. I was like, that's pretty funny. It's like, I mean, obviously AC/DC, greatest logo and band ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool to see, man. And it's definitely a big thing right now.
Right.
Looking back on your career, like, can you tell us what are some of the highlights? What are some of the big moments that you remember happening? Some crazy things, backstage stories, anything like that?
I mean, getting the Aussie tour. We had done the EP. We had it had a hit off of it, and all of a sudden we get a call like, "Are you sitting down?" kind of call from our record company. You got the Aussie tour. We're like, what? And you're going on tour with Ozzy. And not only that, we were like direct support. It was Motorhead, Joe, and Ozzy Osbourne. So we were like, this is ridiculous. Like, we just literally, this is like every heavy metal guitar player's dream, well, musician's dream in the, let's say that came around starting to play guitar in, let's say, the 80s to like, open for like a Van Halen or Ozzy. That was pretty much the bands that we, Scorpions, Priest. But I mean, I would say Ozzy was considered by every one of us in the band as like, the dude you wanted to open for, because funny enough, all the bands that we liked opened for Ozzy. They called him Uncle Ozzy. And so that was a huge moment, getting the Ozzy tour. And that first time driving up in an actual tour bus and going to this arena, I think it was in Seattle, Washington, and driving around, seeing all those cars in the parking lot, and people getting drunk and smoking weed and wearing Ozzy shirts and long-haired, just metal kids. And we're going around the back, and they're like cheering the bus on. I fully got goosebumps, teared up. Like, whoa, this is it. Like, this is the moment where we are kind of like, we're rock stars. We're opening for Ozzy Osbourne at a fucking arena in the United States. And we're driving, and the security opens the gate, and people are like cheering because they figure it's a band. And we drive through the back, and there's like 10 buses and trucks, and it's just it's the thing. It's the pinnacle of rock and roll is right there. That was the moment. And so that was one of my favorite things. And obviously hearing our song on the radio for the first time was pretty exciting. I'm trying to think. You asked specifically for any other stories? I don't know.
Oh, that's cool, man. I just wanted to know whatever popped off in your head.
Yeah, that was just such a big moment for us, and I think there's been a lot of those kind of moments over the last few years. I mean, we just recently, in 2012, we opened for Guns N' Roses in Tel Aviv, Israel. It's like a country that we've never even been to. We never thought we'd ever go, and we're direct support with Guns N' Roses. I mean, sure, it was Axl and a bunch of dudes, but it's still Guns N' Roses, and it was still us right under opening for Guns N' Roses in Tel Aviv at some festival. Like, that was, that was kind of a cool moment. It wasn't as big because, we were like, it was a reunion thing, but, having these moments of seeing your name next to bands that you absolutely idolized, and kind of, we were huge rock fans, every one of us. We bought the T-shirts, we went to the concerts, we studied the records, studied them, and to be like, part of it in a weird way is a real honor, and that happens every now and then. I'm just still in awe. We just played with the Scorpions not too long ago at a festival, and I'm like, holy crap, we basically just opened for the Scorpions. And then we went to Virginia Beach in last September and were direct support for Judas Priest at like a shed in Virginia Beach, and it was right at the end of COVID, so it was really stressful, but we have to do this. We're like, please, nobody get COVID. Wear masks, stay indoors, don't even go out. Just for 2 weeks, we gotta be safe, and we gotta be healthy for this tour, for this one fucking show. And we did it, and we pulled it off, and it was super stressful. But we're like, wow, we just opened for Priest. Like, that's like huge.
Yeah, that is so awesome, man. Is that what led to naming the record that?
No, we already had the record named.
Oh, okay.
probably a couple of years. Wits kicked that idea around 2-3 years ago. We had like a list of names, and that one it like slowly but surely made its way to the top of the list, just because it has a great ring to it. It keeps with our theme. Every record we have is the title is a takeoff of something else. So that was kind of a theme we wanted to stick with. We've literally done that every record, and we will continue to do that. And then, so it just, we had that thing. And honestly, it's funny because, one of the questions was, well, no one's going to know that. And we're like, first of all, it doesn't matter. It sounds rad. Second of all, we know what it means. We know who it's paying homage to, and it's just got a cool ring to it. And when the guy did the picture, when Dan drew the cover, we were like, well, there it is. It's done. Let's move on. We've got a cover and a title.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, we know what it means, man.
Yeah, right. Well, that's all that matters.
I gotta tell you, man, I've been a fan of you guys for a long time, ever since the first for that first EP when it came out, and we recently put on a festival this last Saturday here in Tennessee called the Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest, which was getting a lot of backlash from the church. They were trying to shut it down, because down here in the South, heavy metal's evil. But anyway, I was putting together a playlist of different songs to play, while the bands were in between sets and stuff. And I had to throw in there an Ugly Kid Joe song, and I was like, man, we got to play Goddamn Devil, dude, because
I knew you were going there.
It just fit, man. It was perfect.
As soon as you said
when it came on,
you said something about the church, yeah.
Yeah, all these kids and everybody out there was bobbing their heads. They knew exactly what it was, and I was like, hell yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, but I had questions for you. Is there anything else you want to let the people know?
No, I just the main thing would be to plug the record. October 21st is coming out. I think you can already, pre-order it now, and I hope you like it. And we come tour the States for the first time in a really long time. We would be really honored to do that and excited.
Hell yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you on the road soon, man. Before I let you go, can I get you to make us a station tag?
Sure, of course.
All right, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, tell me what it is.
Just say something like, this is Ugly Kid Joe, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Metal Devastation. Excuse me. I'm going to burp. Excuse me. Okay. Like, this is Klaus from Ugly Kid Joe, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that without burping. Hang on. All right, ready? Hey, this is Klaus from Ugly Kid Joe, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Hell yeah, man. Well, Klaus, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to me, man. I know you're busy, and we really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you doing it, man.
Yeah. Well, as soon as this record comes out, we're going to crank it all over the radio, okay?
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
All right, man. We'll see you soon.
Okay, take care.
Later.